In this week's program, we're visiting with Assistant Wildlife Division Chief Levi Jacobson, and we're going to talk about how our state's wildlife is faring so far this winter. I'm Mike Anderson with the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Levi, how's winter been so far for our state's wildlife?
So far, winter's been pretty good, Mike. We had some snow early December there, but things mellowed out mid-December to mid-January there, and we lost a lot of that snow. A big factor for wildlife in winter here in North Dakota is their body condition going into winter. If we have good moisture and precipitation in the summer and even fall, they can really build up those fat reserves and just handle winter a lot better.
So the wildlife went into winter, especially our deer, went into winter pretty good.
Yeah, they did. You know, we had pretty good moisture this summer, and we had a long fall. Things really didn't start getting cold or snowy until December, so they had a lot of time to build up those fat reserves and prep for winter.
How does the cold temperatures affect all of our state's wildlife?
Yeah, so when it gets that cold, they really need to keep finding that food and keep their energy up. So the big part that gets tough on animals is the length of winter, the deep snow, and then the cold temperatures. Those three combined can be pretty tough. So luckily we don't have a lot of deep snow right now, so cold temperatures, with just that, they're still able to get out and find some food.
Okay, and if you're out at this time of year and it's chilly and it's cold, I mean, what should you do? Should you, if you're riding your snowmobile or you're walking or hiking, kind of stay away from some of those habitat areas?
Yeah, absolutely. The less disturbance, the better. I mean, we don't want to get them out running and doing things to burn energy that they really don't have. So, yeah, leaving wildlife alone in the winter definitely helps them get through the winter.
Okay. How about the high winds? It seems like this last year, our wind has just been higher than normal. What's that do for our state's wildlife?
It has been, you know, so the wind can definitely have an impact, especially when it comes to covering up their food and their thermal cover. It can move that snow around a lot and fill in cattail sloughs, fill in tree rows, pretty much making that thermal cover obsolete. So,
what kind of habitat do our state's wildlife need to survive a winter?
So as you know, North Dakota winters can be pretty tough. So the big thing is that thermal cover. Whether it's a wooded riparian area, a planted shelter belt, or even cattail sloughs, they can provide a really good thermal cover.
If a landowner's interested, who should they contact if they're interested in putting winter habitat or summer habitat on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of options out there. They can definitely contact the North Dakota Game and Fish here at 701-328-6300. And we'll get them in touch with the private lands biologists in that area. We have programs through our plots program. We can do a lot of habitat work that does require public access, but there's also programs out there that don't. Specifically, one that's getting rolled out right now is the Governor's Legacy Soil Health and Habitat Program. So yep, there's definitely options out there. Just contact the department and we'll get you in touch with them. Okay,
so we're in mid-February or early February here. Would you say we're over the hump?
I hope so, but we do tend to have some of those nasty spring storms, so we'll see what March brings.
Well, let's talk about spring blizzards. What's that do for deer and pheasants and other wildlife in North Dakota?
Yeah, it can be really detrimental. When we get those spring storms, it's normally really wet, heavy snow, socks them in spots, and it can be a lot. So sometimes it can be just as bad as the whole winter. You know, if winter's been pretty mild, they can handle it, but if we had a tough winter, then we get a nasty spring storm. That really does a number on them.
Levi, how are the upland game birds doing, like pheasants, grouse, partridge?
They seem to be doing pretty well. You know, like you said, we haven't had a lot of deep snow. The wind has kept places open, so they've been able to scratch around and find food, that's for sure. Our upland birds really boom or bust off of their hatch. So going into fall, you know, our outlook depends really on the production that year. So, but obviously surviving the winter, the more birds that can be there to have a hatch we're better off.
How are pronghorn in the wintertime?
A pronghorn, they can handle winter pretty well until we get that snow. If we get a lot of deep snow, it's pretty tough on pronghorn. So as long as we don't get that, they should be all right.
Okay, and moose elk, they're pretty hardy, aren't they?
They're pretty tough, yep. Mm-hmm. They can handle a lot of snow, the cold weather. Even like our bighorn, they almost prefer the colder weather, the better. So, yep, they do pretty well here.
Levi, at this time of year, the days are getting longer, the sun is shining longer. That's got to help, right?
Oh, I think so. You know, the longer the sun's up, the more snow it can melt, and so I think that helps out a lot.
So cross our fingers, no spring blizzards. A lot of great information, Levi. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.